The weight of the screen. How trading took my peace until I took it back. There was a time when the glow of the screen felt like purpose. It wasn't just light. It was meaning. Every flicker, every tick, every color shift on the chart carried the promise of something. Something to chase. Something to fix. Something that might finally prove I was good enough at this game. The screen became my world. The first thing I saw when I woke up, the last thing I looked at before I slept. Sometimes, I'd wake in the middle of the night and reach for my phone. Half conscious, half afraid that I might have missed something important while I dreamed. I wasn't watching the market anymore. I was watching myself watching it. And the more I looked, the heavier it became. There's a strange kind of gravity that screens create. They pull you in. At first, it feels like focus. Discipline, commitment, dedication. But somewhere along the line, you cross a point where it's no longer attention. It's attachment. You stop studying. You start surveilling. You're not analyzing price, you're monitoring your own anxiety in real time. Every tick becomes a judgment. Every candle a verdict. And without realizing it, you become the prisoner of the very screen you thought would set you free. When I first started trading, I thought screen time was a badge of honor. The longer I stared, the more serious I felt. But I didn't realize that there's a difference between being present and being trapped. Presence is conscious. Trapping is compulsive. And when your mind is chained to the movement of the market, even silence feels like a threat. I remember one night. The kind of night you don't forget because it exposes something you can't unsee. The room was dark except for the blue glow of my monitor. The world outside was quiet. And I sat there, eyes fixed on a line that wasn't even moving. Price had gone flat for hours, but I couldn't step away. It wasn't about opportunity anymore. It was about control. As long as I was watching, nothing could surprise me. Or at least that's what I told myself. The irony, of course, is that watching didn't give me control. It just made me afraid to blink. I had traded awareness for obsession. And that's when I realized something I wish someone had told me years earlier. The screen can show you the market, but it can also hide you from yourself. Before we go deeper, let me make something clear. This isn't financial advice. This video isn't about indicators or setups or trading strategies. It's about psychology. About the way your mind, your body, and your emotions can turn a simple act of watching into a form of self-punishment. Everything I share here is drawn from experience. Mine, and the countless traders I've met who've lived the same story in silence. The goal isn't to tell you how to trade. It's to remind you how to see. So, take a breath. Step back from the glow for a moment. Because the next few minutes are not about learning the market. They're about learning yourself. The part of you that watches, waits, reacts, and gets lost in the light. When you learn to see that part clearly, the screen stops being heavy. It becomes a tool again. Not a mirror of your anxiety, but a reflection of your awareness. And maybe, just maybe, you'll realize that the real clarity was never on the chart. It was in the space between you and the screen all along. The watcher becomes the prisoner. It started innocently enough. I told myself I was just being diligent. Staying ready, staying sharp. That's what serious traders do, right? They watch. They observe. They prepare. At first, I'd check the charts every few hours. Then every hour. Then every 15 minutes, until eventually, I wasn't checking anymore. I was living inside them. The market opened and closed, but I never really did. Even on weekends, when there was nothing to watch, I'd still find a way to stare at something. Backtesting, replaying, reanalyzing every trade I'd made that week as if understanding the past a little harder could somehow protect me from the future. I wasn't addicted to the market. I was addicted to the idea of control. There's a quiet panic that lives inside every trader. The fear of missing the move, the terror of being wrong, the shame of watching price do exactly what you predicted after you've already exited. And when that panic takes root, the screen becomes more than a tool. It becomes a shield. We sit there, glowing in the dark, convincing ourselves that if we just keep watching, we'll somehow be safe. But safety isn't found in watching. It's found in trust. And trust is exactly what I had lost. Trust in my process, in my plan, in myself. I remember the first time I realized how deep it had gone. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was at a cafe with friends, but I wasn't really there. My body was seated at the table, but my mind was back at my desk, staring at those charts that hadn't moved in 2 days. I was nodding, smiling, pretending to listen. But in my pocket, my phone buzzed with a futures quote, and suddenly everything around me went silent. The laughter, the music, the world. All of it faded into static, replaced by that familiar pulse of urgency. The market was closed, and yet I was still chasing it. That's when I began to understand something that changed the way I looked at trading. And at myself. You can be physically free but mentally imprisoned. You can step away from the screen and still be chained to it in your thoughts. Because the real addiction isn't to the screen itself. It's to the feeling it gives you. The illusion of control, the constant feedback loop, the belief that your value is tied to your vigilance. Every trader talks about risk management. But nobody talks about attention management. And attention, in trading, is everything. Where your attention goes, your emotions follow. Where your emotions go, your decisions follow. And before you know it, you're not trading your plan. You're trading your need to feel certain. I used to think that more screen time meant more discipline. But it's not discipline if it's driven by fear. True discipline doesn't come from watching every tick. It comes from being able to walk away. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop obsessing over control, you begin to feel it again. Not the fake control of staring harder, but the quiet kind that comes from trust. The kind that says, I've done my part. Now let the market do its part. But that realization doesn't come easily. Because before you can find peace with uncertainty, you have to confront what's underneath it. The part of you that can't stand silence, the part that equates stillness with danger. That part doesn't care about your trading plan. It only wants relief. And watching the screen becomes its favorite escape. I didn't see it at the time, but I had turned trading into therapy. A place to regulate emotions I didn't know how to face anywhere else. Frustration, boredom, insecurity, loneliness. All of it found its outlet in price movement. If the market moved in my favor, I felt seen. If it didn't, I felt rejected. Every candle was personal. That's when I realized I wasn't reacting to the market. I was reacting to myself. The market was just the mirror. The truth is, the screen doesn't weigh anything. Not physically. But the emotions it reflects can feel like a mountain pressing on your chest. And the more you stare, the heavier it gets. The watcher becomes the prisoner when the act of observing becomes a form of avoidance. Avoiding stillness. Avoiding discomfort. Avoiding the one question most traders are too afraid to ask. If I stop watching, what would I have to feel? That's where the real work begins. Because to lighten the weight of the screen, you first have to face the weight of your own emotions. And that's exactly where the next lesson begins. The cost of constant vigilance. It's easy to mistake exhaustion for effort. For a long time, I thought my tiredness was proof that I was doing things right. That the long nights, the staring contests with charts, the endless analysis meant I was serious about trading. But what I didn't realize was that I wasn't growing. I was decaying. Slowly, quietly, behind the glow of the monitor. The human body wasn't built for this kind of vigilance. Hours of sitting motionless, pupils locked to shifting pixels, adrenaline dripping into your bloodstream every few seconds. Your brain learns to live in a constant state of alert. Not peace. Not readiness. Just tension. A subtle, buzzing current that never shuts off. It doesn't feel like much at first. You just get a little more tired. You start sleeping less, eating faster, skipping small things like walks or calls with friends. Then you begin to lose your rhythm. The sense of flow that made you love trading in the first place. You forget what time feels like. The days blur into each other. A loop of watching, reacting, regretting, repeating. I remember one morning when it hit me. I caught my reflection in the dark GL back of the screen. The chart behind it looked alive. Flashing, pulsing. But my face didn't. I looked like a ghost haunting my own workstation. And in that moment, I realized I wasn't trading anymore. I was monitoring anxiety for a living. That's the cruel part of constant vigilance. It doesn't make you more aware. It makes you numb. When your mind is overloaded, your sensitivity dulls. You start missing the subtle cues. The quiet shifts in volume, the patterns that only patience can see. You're watching more but seeing less. And here's the irony. The more you try to catch everything, the more you lose your edge. Because awareness and anxiety can't coexist. One expands your vision, the other narrows it. You can't see the whole market when your mind is stuck on the last mistake. Every trader has that moment when the body tries to speak louder than the charts. Your shoulders ache. Your stomach tightens. Your breathing shortens to shallow bursts. The body is saying, step away. But the mind refuses. Whispering, just one more candle. You bargain with yourself. 5 more minutes. One more setup. But it's never one. The market will always give you another reason to stay. That's how burnout begins. Not in flames, but in flickers. The light from the screen replaces sunlight. The days get quieter, smaller. You become a shadow moving between monitors, waiting for something to happen that never really will. The perfect trade that redeems all the wasted hours. And yet, beneath that exhaustion, something deeper grows. Resentment. Not toward the market, but toward yourself. You start to hate the same routine you built, hate the same habits you once celebrated. You question everything. Your system, your discipline, even your identity. Because when your entire sense of worth is measured in performance, rest feels like failure. One night, I closed my charts early. For the first time in weeks. No trades open. No alerts set. Just silence. At first, it felt wrong, like abandoning my post. But after a few minutes, something strange happened. I heard the city outside my window. People laughing, dogs barking, the distant hum of life. And I realized how long it had been since I'd noticed anything beyond the next tick. That's when I understood. The cost of constant vigilance isn't just fatigue. It's disconnection. From your body. From your world. From yourself. Trading is about decision making. But you can't make clear decisions when you're half alive. You can't read the market when you're blind to your own needs. And you can't find flow in chaos if your nervous system is stuck in survival. It took me years to see that the mind I thought was sharp was actually scared. That my discipline was just anxiety in disguise. And the cure wasn't more focus. It was less. Because sometimes, the most professional thing you can do is to walk away. To close the charts. To let your nervous system breathe. Not because you've lost interest. But because you're finally learning that clarity doesn't come from watching harder. It comes from seeing softer. Unplugging the mind, not the machine. The truth is, the markets never sleep. But you have to. There will always be another candle forming, another setup you might miss, another whisper from the chart saying, stay a little longer. But at some point, you realize that you can't outwatch the world. You can only learn to outwait yourself. For me, that moment came not in front of the screen, but away from it. It was early morning. The kind of pale, fragile light that makes everything look new again. I was walking outside, coffee in hand, no alerts, no charts, just air. And somewhere between the sound of the wind and the rhythm of my footsteps, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Silence inside my head. No price projections, no replayed mistakes, no anticipation of the next move. Just stillness. That's when it clicked. The goal isn't to unplug from trading. It's to unplug from reactivity. The screens aren't the enemy. The chaos inside us is. When you stop trying to control every tick, you start to notice something remarkable. Your perception sharpens. You begin to read the market not as a threat to your ego, but as a living rhythm you can move with. You stop predicting and start observing. And in that shift, your whole relationship with trading changes. There's a simple truth that most traders never learn. Your nervous system is part of your trading system. It's the invisible interface between you and the chart. If it's overloaded, no amount of data will save you. But when it's calm, even chaos starts to make sense. That's what unplugging the mind really means. It's not about shutting off your computer. It's about shutting off the endless commentary inside you. The stream of judgment, fear, and comparison that turns every candle into a story about your worth. Because once that noise quiets, clarity rises naturally, like a fish breaking the surface of calm water. It doesn't happen overnight. The mind doesn't like silence. It fears it. It will fight to fill every pause with noise, every still moment with movement. So you start small. You don't force peace, you create space for it. Here are a few things that helped me. And might help you, too. First. The one screen rule. When I'm trading, I only keep open what matters. The chart, the DOM, and my journal. No news feeds, no social media, no random Discord chats. Because focus isn't about more information, it's about less distraction. Second. Scheduled blindness. After every trade, I physically step away from the screen for a few minutes, no matter what. Not as a trick, but as training. I'm teaching my body that action doesn't have to follow reaction. You don't have to stare to stay in control. Third. The breath check. Before I place any order, I take one slow, deliberate breath. If I can't do that, I don't deserve to click. Because a single calm breath is worth more than a perfect entry. Fourth. Curiosity instead of criticism. When a mistake happens, I don't ask how could I be so stupid. I ask, what was I feeling right before I clicked? That question changes everything. It turns punishment into pattern recognition. Regret into learning. And finally. The still point. Each day before the market opens, I spend 1 minute. Just one. Doing absolutely nothing. Eyes closed. No charts. No thoughts. I let my mind settle, the way sediment sinks to the bottom of clear water. Because when the mind is still, truth becomes visible. These small moments of stillness don't weaken you. They sharpen you. They teach you the art of patience, The same patience the best traders and the best anglers have always known. The kind that lets you act without rushing, respond without reacting, and see without staring. Now when I sit in front of the screen, it no longer feels heavy. It's just light. Pixels, patterns, information. It doesn't define me. It reflects me. And when I feel that old pull, the itch to overwatch, to chase, to control, I recognize it for what it is. The echo of the past version of me who didn't know how to let go. I smile, breathe, and remember. I don't need to chase movement. I am movement, when I'm calm enough to feel it. That's the paradox of mastery. You don't find control by tightening your grip. You find it by loosening it. And when you finally do, you realize that the market doesn't need your fear to move. But it might just respond to your peace. The weight lifts. The screen still glows. The market still moves. Nothing has changed. And yet, everything has. The charts that once looked like battlefields now look like rivers again. Currents of possibility, not threats to my survival. I still watch them, still trade them, but from a different place inside myself. Not the restless place that fears missing out. Not the anxious place that needs to prove something. But the still point I found beneath it all. The space that doesn't move, even when everything else does. There was a time when I believed trading was a war to be won. Now I see it's a dialogue to be understood. A constant conversation between you and your own mind. Between chaos and clarity. Between reaction and response. Every trader learns strategies, setups, indicators. But the greatest edge you'll ever build isn't on the chart. It's in your nervous system. It's in the seconds between thought and action, where fear tries to speak and wisdom whispers back, wait. When you learn to observe your reactions instead of fighting them, something profound happens. You begin to see the space between impulse and decision. That's where the power lives. That's where the trader becomes more than a participant. They become an observer of their own mind. There will still be losses. There will still be volatility. But you'll no longer be drowning in it. You'll be standing in the middle of the moving water, steady and aware, casting not from panic but from presence. I've come to understand that discipline isn't about rigidity. It's about relationship. A relationship with your emotions, your body, your environment, your breath. And the deeper that relationship grows, the lighter the screen becomes. These days, when I shut down my terminal and step outside, I don't feel like I'm leaving something behind. I feel like I'm returning to something. To life, to rhythm, to the same quiet current that runs through everything. Trading no longer consumes me. It reflects me. And that reflection is clearer now because the water inside me is calm. If you've ever felt trapped by your own attention. If you've ever sat frozen at the screen, afraid to look away. Remember this. Stillness isn't weakness. It's strength, refined through awareness. Because stillness is not the absence of movement. It's the mastery of it. So, before the next session begins. Before the noise floods in and your mind starts chasing. Take one small breath. Let it land softly. And remember. Your real edge isn't in predicting what the market will do next. It's in how deeply you can stay present with yourself when it does. That's when the weight lifts. Not because the screen changed. But because you did.